Bev Priestman has removed herself from coaching Canada's opening Olympic match against New Zealand amid allegations of spying by Canadian team staffers. An analyst with Canadian Soccer and an assistant coach are both being sent home from France after an alleged spying incident on July 19th. According to reports, the analyst flew a drone over the New Zealand team practice. Canada Soccer says it's cooperating with the investigation launched from the International Olympic Committee as well as from FIFA. Priestman also releasing a statement saying, on behalf of our entire team, I first and foremost want to apologize to the players and staff at New Zealand Football and to the players on Team Canada. This does not represent the values that our team stands for. I am ultimately responsible for conduct in our program. Now, Canada's Minister for Sport also posting on social media, when rules are broken, Carla Qualtrough says there must be consequences. I support the sanctions being imposed by the Canadian Olympic Committee, their apologies to New Zealand, and the decision of head coach Bev Priestman. These decisive actions will help ensure that individuals are held accountable and preserve the integrity of the game and fair play for all athletes. Joining us now with more on this growing controversy is One Soccer's lead commentator, Gareth Wheeler. Gareth, we do appreciate your time. The first thing to be asking you right now is, when this first came out, is this something entirely out of left field, to borrow a sports pun, or is this something that maybe under the surface there is already people that are trying to find out what other teams are doing? This was just that much more brazen.
First of all, thanks for having me. Second of all, this is a horrible look for Bev Priestman and Canada Soccer. Let's not mince words or walk around this. This is cheating. This is cheating at the Olympic Games, and the games stand for fair play, respect of your competition, respect of the sport, and this completely spits in the face of that. This is the responsibility of one individual and one individual alone, and that is head coach Bev Priestman. She is in charge of an 18-member staff. She's in charge of representing the Canadian Soccer Association. She's in charge of doing what's in her players' best interest here. Spying this way, using drones not once but twice, is not a coincidence. This is a pattern. And this is something that needs to be handled even more seriously than it has. I feel bad for the two staffers that have been sent home by the Canadian Olympic Committee, because those two staffers, their names will be intrinsically tied to this incident. But the responsibility lays at the feet of one person, and that is the head coach, Bev Priestman. The fact that she has voluntarily stepped away for one game, this is not a sign of leadership. She's allowing two other individuals on her staff to take the fall for something that falls under her responsibility. She should have resigned. She should step away. She should no longer take part in the Olympics. Again, this is cheating. We as a country are better than that. We've learned the hard way over the years with other scandals, and this to launch what's supposed to be a really exciting couple weeks where Canadian athletes are going to shine and star. This is just such a bad tone to kick things off with.
And do you think that these two staffers are being made into scapegoats versus this being something where the top, at least in terms of the team structure, is not taking adequate responsibility?
That's my feel on this. You're part of a staff, and the leader of that staff is the head coach. And these individuals are doing their job. There's clearly an impetus, a willpower in order to skirt the edges, try to find those incremental gains to go out and try to find a competitive advantage here. Canada, the reigning Olympic gold medalists, the fact that they're going into game number one and they feel like they needed to resort to tactics like this, it's embarrassing. To be honest with you, it's flat out embarrassing. We know that the former men's national team head coach, John Herdman, there was allegations that the Canadian men's team during the World Cup qualifying used drones to spy on their competition. It was kind of brushed to the side because it was during Olympic qualifying, and Canada was so desperate to finally qualify for the World Cup. This is the Olympic Games we're talking about here. I think big questions need to be asked and answered by Canada Soccer and those around the games. How long is this type of spying been going on for in terms of both the men's and women's programs? This just opens up a massive can of worms. What else don't we know in terms of the way that they conduct themselves? I mean, this matters. This absolutely matters. One of the reasons why Canada fell back in love with the men's national team over the last month at Copa America is because of the way that they played, the way that they handled themselves. All this stuff matters. And going to the Olympics and having this be a significant headline and a dark cloud over this team as they try to get back to the podium for the 4th consecutive Olympics, it's not fair on the players, and someone really needs to answer for this.
Dark cloud, and we're waiting for a silver lining to come, it seems. Gareth, we do appreciate your time. This is Gareth Wheeler, One Soccer's lead commentator. We do appreciate your time, sir, again.
Thank you.